YouTube, what is good? It's your boy Q from Next Level Reefing, and I'm back with another video. First, before we get into the topic, I just want to first off say thank you to each and everybody that's watching and supporting these videos and the channel. I sure do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that notification bell so you can be notified when the next video hits, which is every Friday, y'all. So as you guys can see by the title, yes, the day is finally here. The dream tank is wet, baby. Woo! Man, when I tell you this was a long process, this was a long process. I think it took about 3.5 to 4, maybe five days to fill up this tank, right? I was doing some research of the best ways to try to fill up a large tank. You know, I seen some people, you know, they had water stations. Some people, you know, they would put, you know, the ATO directly into the tank and then add the salt in the sump. I think I saw that from Farm Boy Reef and one other person, but I didn't see it much often, and I didn't trust myself to do that because there wasn't too much information for me to do that. The best way I knew how was to I already had a 30-gallon bucket brute can. I bought another 30-gallon brute can. I got the auto top off that's in the laundry room, and I just added an additional 1/4-inch tubing to connect to the one of the drums or the barrels, and then I would take that once it's full and switch it into the salt mixing barrel, mix that up, wait for that to be done, put that in the tank, and then repeat that process over and over. So as you can see, this tank isn't small. This is 180 gallons total, 140 up top, and then 40-gallon sump. So, you know, I wasn't really, you know, trying to expedite the situation. With this hobby, everybody says take your time. I've learned that throughout the years. You know, nothing is successful when you rush. There's always going to be mistakes if you try to do that. So I learned, you know, just take my time with it, you know. So that's probably why it took more than I could have probably did it within 2 to 3 days, but I'm chilling. It's not that serious. I might slap some B-roll in of me filling up the tank, so that way you guys kind of get a visual of what the process was. Only took it for like a split second, so I can kind of document it for a little bit, but I might slap that in there for you guys. So if there was one thing that I've learned in this hobby, it's actually two things, two very important key things, is take your time and do your research. Do your research and take your time. Success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, and also it takes due diligence to do that, right? Trust me. And even with that being said, I am no expert. So even with all the data digging and research and due diligence I do, there's still going to be some trials and tribulations, some ups and downs. and whatever may have you that's going to go through in this hobby. That's just what this hobby is. That's what everything in life is. You're going to have some issues, right? So the best I can do is just knowledge myself up and then move forward. Now, with all that being said, I was trying to research the proper way to cycle an aquarium, right? And I kept seeing this stuff in the bottle called TurboStart, right? I saw this like years ago, but it wasn't as popular as it is now. A lot of people started using this, between this or Dr. Tim and Smith's or whatever they call it. But I seen more reviews and more videos on the TurboStart, so I was like, well, shoot, let me go ahead and try it. I tried to see if my LFS had it. They didn't have it. They said they had to order it and it was going to take whatever. And because of the pandemic, they aren't able to get it. So I actually ended up getting it at BRS. It actually came within a day or two, or maybe 3 days max. So the timing on that was actually impeccable. I put it in the tank, and the main thing that I wanted to do, I read the directions, of course, and it said, you know, wait 2 to 3, maybe 5 days before you start putting invertebrates or fish into the tank. But I wanted to take a step further and make sure that everything was copacetic. So I just waited 2 weeks, right? And in between those 2 weeks, I was still checking the parameters. And the interesting thing about that is, so I checked and did my parameter testings 3 times a day for 2 weeks, right? So in the morning I would do a test, in the afternoon I would do a test, and in the evening I would do a test. And for a whole 2 weeks, I didn't see any transitions from ammonia to nitrite to nitrate. Now, the good thing about that is I'm not the only one that has gone through that. You know, I saw a lot of people saying, you know, the transition is so quick that you wouldn't even notice any spikes between ammonia to nitrite and then from nitrite to nitrate. And if it is, it's going to be super subtle, right? So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna just take another week before doing so, just to be sure, because I don't want no problems, right? I got expensive fish and I don't want them having any issues before putting them in this tank, right? So with that being said, I did my testings for an extra week, and again, the only thing that I saw was maybe the ammonia. It wasn't a huge spike, like it wasn't like a major thing. It went from 0 to maybe like 0.2 or 0.02 or something like that. It wasn't very high. So I was like, well, I guess that means it's cycled. So let me go ahead and put 2 fish in, and let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. And as you guys saw, I put 2 clownfish in there. And so far, man, so far so good as far as the fish is concerned. As far as I'm concerned, everything's good. The only thing I would say is because they're still finicky, and it's a huge difference from them going from the 20 gallon to the 140. Like, it's so much real estate that they've been staying in one particular area. Now, when I first put them in a tank, the chocolate clownfish was on the first tier, close to the return, and then the regular clownfish was in the middle tier. And then I went to bed, woke up, somehow they found each other, and they both, the chocolate clownfish merged over to the middle tier, and they've been there ever since. Has not moved. When I feed them, they'll come up, eat, then go right back and sit at the top tier. So I don't know, we'll see. I can't remember if it took them a while in the 20 gallon. I think after a couple of days they were just swimming like crazy, like they normally do. But as far as that, other than that, I don't see any other stresses on them. You know, they're actually, they're not as aggressive as they were in the 20 gallons. So maybe this was a positive move for them. So they're pretty chill. So moving forward, you know, you guys know that I have a couple more fish that need to transition over to this tank. So I'm gonna take my time. You know, some people say, you know, you can put them in all at once. Some people say, you know, put 2 in at a time per week. Again, I'm gonna take a step further because I ain't got nothing but time, and I just want to make sure that everything is going smoothly, right? Because these next fish aren't cheap, so I want to make sure they have a good home and they're not stressed and they're cool, calm, and relaxed, and everything is, again, copacetic. So I'm gonna put 1 fish in every week. So I have 4 fish, so 4 weeks. So week 1, I'm gonna put maybe the purple tang in. So the most aggressive fish I'm gonna wait last. So my most aggressive fish right now is the blue hippo, right? So I'll put her in last, and then I'll put Scar, which is the purple tang. I'll put him in next, and then I'll put the Foxface, magnificent Foxface in after that. So oh, and then the powder blue will be, see, it's a toss-up between the powder blue and the hippo tang. The powder blue just likes to swim a lot, so I might even just put him in first. But you guys let me know in the comments, like, which one should I put in first and which one should I wait to put in last. So I'll put in the description of what fish I have, and then you guys let me know which one I should put in for week 1 through week 4. All right. Once again, I appreciate you guys for following me through this journey and listen to me talk you guys' head off while being entertained a little bit, hopefully. And then just stay tuned for the next video. All right. And again, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell so you guys can be notified when the next video drops. I'll probably talk about what equipment that I have that's currently on the tank, and then what the future is going to be for this tank as far as equipment. And then let me know what you think I should put on this tank too, guys. Leave it in the comments. You know, I like conversing with you guys. I like learning from you guys and growing with you guys. That's one thing. Another thing I love about this hobby is everybody's cool, and we just want to learn, and we also love the hobby. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.